Hello, my name is Greg Henderson, and I'm an architect and a builder. And we've been working on a better way to build both economically, structurally, and responsibly, particularly in areas subject to earthquakes, floods, and rising sea levels. This is an aerial view of the southern tip of the San Francisco Bay. And for those of you who know the area, you may be able to pick out Google that's in the blue zone there, their new campus right next to NASA Ames. That blue zone represents the 100-year floodplain up to a 12-foot depth. And circling that is that purple zone, and that represents the area impacted by a potential 1.4 meter sea level rise. The only structure that really belongs here is a houseboat. So, and why? Because it is a great way of building imperviously to floods and earthquakes and rising sea levels. And so last year we were issued this patent, which is essentially a houseboat in a pool. There's 80 pages of details on how we work out things like access and utilities and balance. That's the easy part. The hard part to implementing this is overcoming the human resistance to change. Bottom line is we can float a lightweight steel frame structure in about a foot of water for every story. Now, take a closer look at this. Quite simply, we have a containment vessel, a buffer medium, and a construction platform. This is probably the most economical, efficient way to decouple a structure from the earth. So, is there a better way? Enter the hoverboard. This is an invention that we came up with last year that was previously impossible. It is a way of levitating a dynamic payload in a stationary position or enabling it to move omnidirectionally. And we can do that for about 20 watts a pound. This, coupled with some new tools, and what I'm about to show you is in beta from the University of California, Berkeley, in conjunction with University of Washington and Caltech. This is an early warning system. This tool, coupled with our magnetic levitation technology at 20 watts a pound, promises perfect base isolation. Now, I don't want you to think about lifting a building. I want you to think about building never moving. The early warning system trips our sensors. The system activates. The landing gear retracts. The ground shakes. The ground stops shaking. The landing gear returns. And no one in that building ever knew there was an earthquake. You notice the yellow line was the primary wave, the compression wave, preceding the red secondary destructive line. And that little house there represents our lab in Los Gatos, California. So, what does it take to hover a house for 90 seconds? Surprisingly, not much. 50 kilowatt hours. About the battery or the energy stored in 5 car batteries. At this time of day in California, PG&E rates, that's about $13 worth of energy. Now, don't get stuck on the fact of we're not tied to the grid for this. We can use batteries. That's a great battery solution. We can also use stored chemical energy. All the NASA folks know the most power-dense non-nuclear solution for energy storage is rocket fuel, propellant, or simply combustion engines. We can take advantage of all those. Oops. I think what it really comes down to is sustainability. I don't care how green your building is. Your LEED Platinum project, if it can't survive an event, it's not really sustainable. All that embodied energy will be lost. Thank you.